All right. Good morning, good evening, good night. It is not another episode of Layer 1 Live, not another episode of Dimitri's Desk. It's not another interview episode. It is NFTLive, the first ever NFTLive episode. This is going to be something that evolves over time, guys, but essentially what I want to do with these live episodes is interact with you guys who are super interested in NFTs. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a streaming atmosphere than our other pieces of content, for those of you that are familiar with every other piece of content that we do. But this is going to grow over time. Hopefully we can kind of grow together in the NFT space. I've got a couple of breaking pieces of news that I wanted to get to you guys, but I guess if you guys go to the description, you can follow along on what we're all going to cover today. For those of you that are kind of jumping in the channel now, let me know if the audio is good. This is, again, NFTLive first one. I'm kind of nervous, honestly, to see how this goes. But if you are in the chat, let me know how the audio is. I got a little background music. So like I said, going to be a little bit different of an episode. So let's see. I want to make sure that we've got everything going here. As you can see, I got my OpenSea account loaded up here. Welcome everybody that's coming in the chat. Again, as we continue to kind of move along here, I've got a lot of good stuff to get to today. So basically, if I come into my dashboard here, we're going to cover Wax today. We got some things from EOS Nation that just dropped, some possible NFTs that you can get a hold of. I want to touch on Play Blankos for a second. I think they have some signups that need to get your attention. We're going to touch on Axie. I had a good talk with Jiho from Axie this morning, actually. So that episode should drop tomorrow. But we're going to kind of get some playing time in with Axie, see if I can do that at the end of the episode. But first, we'll hit some good news. Other than that, Matic Network is doing a lot of good stuff in the NFT space. We got Decentraland World Cup and a little bit of Sandbox stuff. So again, first episode, guys. So if you want to see any type of good content or good NFTs that maybe I'm not thinking of, I think we can hit it. So without further ado, let's jump into the quick news real quick. Let's jump into the first piece of news. So I've got the first news is Wax, and I want to touch on EOS Nation here in a second. But obviously Wax has been coming out and talking about their announcements for a little while now. They've been releasing, board members, quote unquote, that, a lot of us who bought bags early on thought maybe that would do something to the price. Clearly, there was like a little pump here when the announcement first came out, and then there was a quick little dump. So that announcement, or those multiple announcements, were probably priced in a little bit. You saw a little bit of the sell off the top here, and now it's kind of trading around. Let's see, what is it trading around? About 5 cents. So I guess Capcom and Marvel and Google and all of these other announcements that are coming in will help the Wax team, but definitely want to talk about Street Fighter here. Obviously, that was their latest announcement, so I don't know if there's going to be too much to do as far as announcing anything specific. I mean, they got a video here. Let's see if they do anything with this video. So much information happening here. Okay, well, basically they're going to have an arcade game in a blacked out room. That's basically what I'm getting from that video. So I guess, there's not much to put in there. A lot of Wax announcements haven't, really taken off, but it's good to see what they're doing. I like Wax. I got a bag of Wax. We'll talk about them here in a second. The second one I had was kind of a delay of the Garbage Pail Kids. Obviously, Garbage Pail Kids kind of, took off here like in the past month or two. Oh, thanks, Karen. Appreciate you checking on my audio, man. If you are into NFTs, Karen, drop them, man. I want to hear what your bags are as far as the NFTs are concerned. So I've got Garbage Pail Kids here. Obviously, they were going to release these Joe Exotic, quote unquote, kind of Tiger King Garbage Pail Kids, and you can go to that's Axie. So if you go to Atomic Assets, you can go to their market. You can see a ton of GPKs. So let me go GPK tops. So see a ton of GPKs. They obviously have a lot of different rarities and things like that, but you'll use the Atomic Hub on Wax to kind of trade and do things like that. Let me go back real quick to the EOS hot sauce. But yeah, delayed. We don't know when exactly they're going to have the next one. We'll keep an eye out, but certainly people are going to be keeping their eye out on Tiger King and everything that's released as far as tops goes. Those initial releases were really popular. I'll see if I can't keep you guys updated with the next release of this Tiger King, but definitely something to keep your eye out on. Just a quick note, guys. I use Play to Earn. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull up Twitter here. My main source of info right now, and like part of the reason I even started NFTLive was to make sure that you guys, kind of had information as far as the NFT space even goes to begin with. Play to Earn, I talked with this guy the other day. He's basically a one-man shop, but he's got, and this online link doesn't work, but if you click into one of these links, he's basically got a website. I'm not sure what the hell is going on here, but this is basically going to be my source for NFT, assets. We also have NFT Alert that kind of keeps you updated on different kind of releases that are going on, but it looks like there are some that are potentially live, like you see Tiger King here, that actually aren't live. So definitely want to keep your eye out on everything that's kind of coming up through NFT releases. I know Rob Finch is actually behind this website here, and he's gone for the week, so I don't know if that has something to do with maybe the Tiger King announcement still on there, but there's definitely a ton on here. I mean, you got Nifty. You got Nifty Gateway drops, which are always popular, which I haven't really gotten into. So if you guys have, any ideas or any thoughts of where I should be heading as far as NFTs are concerned, this is kind of my way of helping you guys, but also you guys helping me and helping me source info in the NFT space. So so I use NFT Alert. I'm using Play to Earn whenever that loads, but that's what I'll be essentially using today. So last thing, guys, I got something in the description real quick that you guys can go to. This is essentially a post from EOS Nation. Steph from EOS Nation hit me up the other day. Actually, it was like a couple hours ago, and said that they were actually premiering this collection of EOS Hot Sauce NFTs. So essentially what you'll do is join the live chat of the Hot Sauce YouTube premiere. So obviously you're going to EOS Nation's Hot Sauce, and you'll be able to collect these. Again, I had Atomic Hub pulled up here, so this is probably looking like what you'll be collecting, but they're going to be kind of dropping those or in some form or fashion giving those to the people that are going to the Hot Sauce YouTube premiere on Sunday at 12 p.m. So that's what we got up to this point, guys, for as far as Wax is concerned. Obviously, they're doing a ton of things in the space. I think Wax is a big player. I do have this Blankos sign up real quick for you guys to get to. I know Wax isn't EOS. I get that. But they obviously are a sister chain, so I thought I'd throw this in with the Wax news. If you haven't signed up for an account, the link is in the description, and you're going to basically come in here, reserve an account with an email, and I was actually able to get Zach, so there's definitely probably a ton of sign-ups opportunities here for you to get like a really, I guess, unique username and one that's not Zach11111 or Kieran 69 or something like that. So that's pretty much it for Wax and EOS. I mean, as we go on, I'm sure I'll be able to get you guys more info. Oh, it looks like we got some here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Smash the bell to make sure you get notified when we go live for the EOS Hot Sauce and Spicy Rare NFT giveaway. So apparently you're just going to this channel on Sunday, guys. There's obviously a time here associated. It looks like noon Eastern. Was that what they said? Yeah, noon Eastern time, EOS Nation channel. If you go there, I'm sure they'll tell you the right way to go. So that's pretty much it for that. Blankos is going to be good. Let's see what we got next. So we got Wax here. So Axie was Geo was a guy I had on early this morning. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm like obviously super nervous about this episode and kind of the route we want to take it. So Geo is a guy we had on early today, early this morning. I'll get you guys the episode here, within the next 24 hours. But we talked a lot of things, NFTs. Obviously, Axie's been around for like 2 years, I think. So they're going to have a ton of different stuff that they need to put out, and are going to be kind of a leader in the NFT space. But it looks like Small Love Potion is their utility token. I haven't really made my way into the Axie space. I haven't got into the gaming that's going on, but I possibly will have some highlights for you guys over the next couple weeks. But yeah, this Small Love Potion, man, something happened, some kind of spike. I think Jiho was telling me that there was some kind of 4chan situation going on. And I guess basically this SLP token, which is their utility token for actually breeding the Axies that you can actually pick up on Uniswap, it just like shot up overnight. So make that what you will. There's a ton of articles here talking about how with that price increase, you can actually get a lot of earnings playing the game. I mean, play to earn's always something that's been thrown around in the space. So, you know, that's not going to be new by any means if you're interested in blockchain games, but it's definitely one of the first ones that I've seen where it looks like he's making 28 LP per hour. Let's see what that is. $28 LP an hour. 8 cents. Anybody got it off the top of their head? 28. Making $2 an hour. $2 an hour, 8 hours, 17, 18 bucks. That's not bad. So, I mean, we talked about stable coins in these countries. We talked about, obviously, stablecoin adoption in third world countries, distressed countries. But who knew that SLP token would be the play for some of these people? So, play on your mobile phone. You know, make 18 bucks a day. That's actually not bad for people in those countries. Actually, that's probably, you know, not shabby at all. So we'll move on to the next thing. I mean, another point that Jiho was talking to me about was this Ronin sidechain. So obviously we talked about sidechains and scalability. I mean, it's Ethereum, so we're going to talk about scalability all day. And it looks like they're moving to their own sidechain so that they can, you know, process these transactions. They're going to have their own validator set, yada, yada, yada. So good things to come from Axie. I think I had one more story based on Axie here. No, it looks like that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna touch on Axie here, just like into their dashboard and into their kind of, I guess, platform here for a second. So I guess you're going to AxieInfinity.com. Download community alpha. You've got encyclopedia, marketplace, Axie labs, terrariums, lobbies, activities, my Axie. So let's see, what do we got? I got no Axies. I know this. So we've got a dashboard here. So obviously a little bit more complicated. Oh, they still have the Loom address, like they were going to be on Loom. Obviously a little bit more complicated than we need for our purposes here for me streaming this. So maybe I'll stream it on another day, but definitely want to get an Axie. I think you put them in like a terrarium type, like Neopet, or like a what do they call those? Tamagotchis, and you take care of them and you battle them and things like that. So definitely interested to take a look there. I mean, what can you say? 15,000 or 1,500% in 30 days, 1,800 in 14 days. So, yeah, that's that. Touching real quickly on Matic Network, I want to hit this Neon District. So Neon District, I feel like, has been around for like a long time. I remember when ICOs were a first big thing, Neon District was talking about creating this open metaverse, this RPG, and it looks like, based on what I'm seeing here, and I think they were initially targeted with Loom, they are moving to this Matic Network, and Matic is making moves, man. Like they've had some announcements come out on Decentraland here in a second, which I'll get to. Not too familiar with the team behind Neon District. Obviously, like, everything up to this point has been kind of conceptual with them, but definitely it's good to see kind of Neon District continuing to move. I don't know how they are still around. I don't know if they run a tight ship. I don't know if they raise a ton of money, but Matic Network definitely is something to keep an eye on. It's going to be like a cyberpunk kind of RPG. Let's see if it says it actually in here. Neon District run entirely on the Matic Network. So, yada, yada, yada. Neon District is a cyberpunk-themed, turn-based role-playing game. The story-driven game is set in a dystopian future. Okay. All right. I mean, that is Neon District. It's good to see. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about Neon District at all, but it should be a, win for Matic Network, I guess. I haven't looked too much into this, but apparently $100,000 of a game fund is going into Decentraland via Matic Network. So one thing I did want to pull up here, this is another guy I like to follow for that NFT goodness, is dclblogger.eth. He actually had a video here where they're going through, and apparently Matic Network made, I know this is like filmed with a potato apparently, but oh, there we go. There's the HD. So I guess Matic Network kind of contracted this out, and they got a huge ass HQ in the middle of Decentraland. I don't know about the actual location, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Matic Network looks like they're just kind of going full head of steam on this NFT stuff. So definitely. I mean, everything that I'm talking about here is bullish for NFTs, obviously, for the most part. I mean, you've seen kind of a come up in the industry, but as we see like bigger and bigger companies start to get in, especially like AAA studios, that's why I like what's going on with Wax. But that is about it. I don't know if the market has really responded to what Matic's doing here. It looks like over the past year, 24%. If we zoom out, I'm sure it's going to give us the old ICO button up. I guess not. May 19. That's when their token was listed. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we haven't seen much from a market response to what Matic's doing, but it's good to see them in the NFT space. Let's see what they're going to use this for. Mini games. Okay. Matic Network is partnering with Decentraland to financially support developers. Mini games in the virtual world. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm bullish, Karen. Come on, man. NFTLive. What do you think? This is going to be bearish? This is not Dimitri's desk. It's only bullish here. This is a pretty cool story, and I was very interested in this when it first came out, man. So Layer 1 did not get into this Crypto World Cup. I don't know if you guys... Let's see if I can find it. No, it's not going to be that. So there was I believe it's a 16-team tournament in Decentraland, where each team had 100 jerseys minted. And although the game is cool, I mean, you obviously I think we covered this on Layer 1 Live, but essentially the game itself happening. Look, here's some screenshots here. Oh, there you go. Matic's just making moves, man. Vegas City. So a ton of, I think Vegas and Matic actually took part in this tournament. So real rudimentary gameplay. It's like Pong at this point with a lot of these games, but it's the jerseys that I'm significantly interested in. So basically what you saw, and I'll pull my jersey that I ended up getting from the Meta Factory up here, but basically what you saw was a rush on these jerseys from this game. 100, as you can see, 100 were minted. 5 were used, and that's something I want to keep in touch with. Let's see what's Karen saying. I was crypto bull tokens and crypto bear tokens. Yeah, you should start that, man. I'll be the first investor. So I've got 87 out of 100 here of the minted Meta Factory. So this is like just from the Meta Factory team. There was 5 players that played, and 95 others that were minted. So obviously there was a kind of run here, and that's basically what the article talks about. Decentraland trading spikes thanks to football shirts. If you go into the metaverses right now, actually you can see the different the different jerseys being worn. Like everybody's just wearing these now in Decentraland. So I'm not sure about the crossplay between I think these are just simply being able to use on Decentraland. It's not something you could probably take into CryptoVoxels. I don't think we're there from an interoperability standpoint, but let's see if we can't find some of these jerseys. Obviously, land is going to be huge. Maybe they're not even being... Well, let's see. They're going to be probably lowest price because these land parcels are going for like 50 ETH. Ridiculous. Let's see if we can't find these, huh? I swear, man, they were everywhere like 5 seconds ago. So, all right. So obviously, if I type in shirt, this all comes up. These are a significant amount of the volume, and that's obviously referring to the article. So I basically came in here. I think you got Whale Shark in here, Ethermon's in here. Vegas City's probably like a borough within Decentraland. So back to the story, right? These shirts are the hot item. It wasn't kind of let's attend the game, although I think it was lightly attended. It was the shirts, and it's interesting to see, especially players that actually played in the game. And I don't want to get too far into this, but I was almost wanting to buy the shirt that was in the actual game. Like, so whoever played, so I got a Meta Factory shirt, but you can't really tell exactly if this was the one played in the game or if it was not. So I would definitely love to see that functionality being brought to NFTs in the crypto space. But that's as far as I'll go with that. But yeah, a run on crypto jerseys. These are all being worn now. It's really cool that this is taking place. Layer 1's going to need one. We're going to have a Layer 1 jersey made. We have to. Like, at this point, it's like my goal in life to make sure that we have one of these jerseys. Let's see if I can't pull up any video from this. Let's see. If you were here at Layer 1 Live last week, you obviously saw this. This is going to be like too loud, isn't it? Let's see. No? Yeah, so lightly attended. Looks like there were some people there. Vegas City versus Decentraland. So I got to get in touch with these guys. They're significantly harder to get in touch with than a lot of the other metaverses when we were trying to set up interviews, but definitely going to look at that. Take a quick look at Mana over here. So, yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to have that ICO pop. Yep, there it is. At least they're still around. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But that's pretty much it from Decentraland 2. Obviously, CryptoVoxels is something I keep my eye on. There's a couple others. I don't know if you guys want to drop any type of NFTs that you guys collect in the chat. I can show you guys my little kind of stack here. Obviously, I have this CryptoVoxels little. Ooh, you guys want to go? Let's see. Let's see if it comes up. So I have this little CryptoVoxels parcel. Definitely have to meet. So funny story about this. I created like this little piece of land. I really think like ocean views are probably something that I'm super interested in as it comes to valuing these different parcels. But so I bought an ocean parcel. I flipped some of these houses for profit, but nothing substantial. But I bought an ocean view. I set this up, and then my man here, whoever the hell he is, and I got a hold of him afterwards. I just like did some research, found his ETH address, and it was the same as like maybe his Discord username. My man over here created the same damn setup. So, anyways, here's my plot of land. This is it's hard work out here, but I mean, I pretty much live like a Spartan. If you guys didn't see this, I have no bed. I don't eat. There's glass, which is definitely a good feature. I need a chair. So anybody that wants to build, on this parcel, look at this guy. And he's set up color fountain explode. Yes. So anyways, we have this little chateau. I think even the guy, Ben, the guy behind CryptoVoxels, or the main founder, he even commented on this when I like posted it as a tweet and was saying he loves like the feature of having the two houses next to each other. Oh shit. But I'm not too fond of having a guy just completely copying my style, but hey, if it makes it more valuable, not against it. So that's pretty much it, guys, as far as CryptoVoxels and Decentraland go. Like I said, man, if you dude, so Second Life I rarely remember kind of going into. I have to say that, like, I probably it was a little bit before my time, maybe, but Second Life was definitely something that I didn't get too far into. But tell me your Second Life stories, man. I want to hear that. I would love to hear that. Yeah, so this is basically it. They've done a good job optimizing. I know a lot of times I come into this Decentraland, the sky doesn't. Oh, see, yep, there it is. That yeah. So not a great job optimizing, but an okay job optimizing. Yeah, man. So I've been collecting some CryptoVoxel estates. Obviously, they've been profitable over the time. That's pretty much it. I guess the only other thing I've got for today, unless you guys want to touch on something else, is Sandbox. So obviously Sandbox has been having a pretty successful. Actually, let me pull up this article real quick. So I was talking about user acquisition on specifically Sandbox. So let's see if we can't jump into here real quick. Sandbox is obviously another metaverse. I mean, you've got. We got to stop here and we got to read this. So hold on. I remember it because I had to sell my Bitcoin for Linden dollars and then sell my Linden dollars for PayPal money in 2011. Only way to get my so you say only way to get my coins at the bank. Are you making good coin from this, or what's the situation here? I need to. Are you making your life savings in Linden, or what's going on? So obviously we have the pre-sale here. They did a good job marketing this Sandbox sale. They kind of dubbed it their Moon Sale and then spread out, as you can see right here. So the pre-sale 1, pre-sale 2, and 3 definitely did well. It looks like, based on what's the situation here, is that they had the most land to sell in the Moon Sale, right? So what they did was break this sale up into, like, I believe 8 rounds. So you see 4 rounds here, but the Moon Sale itself was 8 rounds, and then they kind of like made it super exclusive to try to get in, I guess, each week, and they sold out. They said oh man, it's sold out. They only would sell like literally, God, I can't even remember, but they would break it up into so small segments that of course it was going to sell out, but definitely got some good press saying that, Sandbox is doing all of these sales, they're raising all of this money, so definitely good on their part. I'm super excited for Sandbox. I think they've gone about it the right way from a team perspective. I think they're going to move a little bit quicker. Let's see if we can't get into the Sandbox here. I think they're going to move a little bit quicker with everything that they're doing compared to maybe Decentraland. They obviously can't move as fast as CryptoVoxels, but I think CryptoVoxels is going to be not a competitor to Sandbox, but more likely it's just like going to be another metaverse that exists. I'm zooming in here. You obviously see this was mostly sold in round 1, and then you have round 2. I want to zoom in here because I got a couple qualms. First of all, we had Sebastian on the podcast. And usually, you make a good rapport with people who kind of come on the channel and things like that. And the alpha came out for this, alpha builders, where you can hop into the world, yada yada yada. I tell Sebastian, hey man, I really need to get into this, alpha, right? Let's see if we can't pull up this alpha here. Sam, oh look, it's live. I'm live. We can watch myself. So Game Maker Alpha, this is what they basically have out right now. It's literally out on July 4th. So people can go in, create Minecraft-like situations. It looks like they can even add text. Obviously, I'm not going to be the best, game creator. Like, even when I was creating within CryptoVoxels, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to make an entire lava pit with swinging Indiana Jones piece of wood and try to get through it. But I would like to go in there. Like, I've had you on the podcast. I just want access to this alpha. Please. But until then, we get videos like this. And I think they're planning on like a Q4 2020 release. So until then, I mean, it's super exciting. Once it does go live, I did want to show you guys the map here. So we are, I don't know if you can see from the farthest, but Atari seems to be the main spot here. I brought this up on Layer 1 Live. Play to Earn is actually one of our neighbors. So a lot of the articles that I'm using. Play to Earn's here. I guess his name's Rob. We are neighbors here, so if you click in, you can see it's like a 9x9 or 3x3, so you have 9 full parcels. It looks, just giving some added context here, it looks like Atari is possibly like the most valuable situation. So I think Play to Earn said he got like a 8 ETH or 7 ETH offer on a like 2 ETH purchase. So a quick 4x is not going to, no one's going to complain about that, but it looks like they have some blocks included, so I don't know if that changes between. No, it looks like most of the land is going to be almost exactly the same. You never know. Maybe they added geography in here. Super interesting about this, man. Let me make this point, Kieran, before I jump in. This was the first sale, right? Like, so you always think like, okay, Genesis sale, it's the first one going on. Like, this is going to be the most popular area. But it seems like Atari is going to be the spot to be. So we'll see. That's what I'm hoping for. So maybe we'll see where the most popular spots, pop up. And I do want to say this. If you're looking to get into like value, and Steinwald had a good, let's see if I can find Andrew Steinwald. This guy's really good. He has a Zima Red podcast that he does like for strictly NFTs. Let's see if we can't go to his Substack. He might have it in his Substack. No, I don't want to subscribe. Come on, man. This was so long ago. Maybe it's within one and at the bottom. I'm trying to find the goods for you guys, man. How to value virtual assets, CryptoVoxels. I think it's this one. Okay. So I'll link this in the live stream here. You guys can take a look. But basically, what he kind of theorized and what he kind of put in practice, because I think he was an early investor in CryptoVoxels, was the more activity that's happening, I guess it sounds pretty simple out loud, but the more activity that's happening in a certain district, so like in a certain borough, the more, I guess, like more valuable it's going to be. It's not how big something is, and not how nice the area is. It's not whether it's on the water. The most important thing was that you had a vibrant, active community that's associated. So in CryptoVoxels, for example, Gangnam has been a really big city, and it's a huge draw. One of my first parcels I didn't even know was in a good district. I was able to flip it for a good amount of money, but I thought it was because I was creating this monument or like this cool little stadium. Didn't actually happen to be that. It was actually the value of the city and the potential value that more, I guess, artists were bringing into that area. So yeah, I think the guy that bought it from me, man, just like immediately tore it down. Like he just like pressed Control Alt Delete on my beautiful stadium that took me like a full like 10 hours to build, if you're counting everything. Last thing I'm going to say about Sebastian. What's up, 1-2? What's going on, man? Just trying out some NFT content here. I appreciate you stopping by. All right, Kieran, sorry. I got to get to this. It was the only way for me to sell my Bitcoin for fiat. Kieran, it says Bitcoin SLD pay. Oh, yeah, okay. So you just kind of taking me through the process to cash out. But this is what I want to know, man. Like, what were you doing for that money? Because Second Life. I know some things went on in Second Life, so don't let me catch you in the red light district or something like that. Only other thing I have as far as Sebastian's concerned, man. Look, maybe they were gonna tell us, maybe they weren't. They definitely didn't tell us, but maybe they thought about it. But I don't know if you can tell this white line, this very white, like little bit of line in here, right here, that goes like this. All right, well, everything outside of that white line used to be water. So when I am taking part in this round 2 sale, I'm like, oh my God, like this spot is open. I need to hit this spot right now because it's right next to Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's right next to the water. It's a water estate and a Roller Coaster Tycoon estate. This shit's going to be uber valuable. I cannot wait to flip this. Maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. Hand it down to my kids. No. Sebastian decides I'm going to throw all of this, and I'm just joking. I'm not really mad at Sebastian. Don't go telling him that I'm just saying this. But yeah, they decide, no, this is going to be exactly where we build the rest of our estate, and that's basically everything outside of that is the Moon Sale. So, oh, I see. Okay, so you use it as like okay, yeah, makes sense. It's like a conduit for use. Okay, makes sense. So basically that's it, guys. I mean, that's the Sandbox. I'm excited for release. They haven't really come out. Let's see if we can't. I think they're talking about having clues within the map. I don't really think that they're talking about anything other than that alpha. So whenever that alpha starts to, find its way into the public, I'll let you guys know for sure. So, NFTLive, guys, is something that's I'm gonna continuously put out over the weeks. I think maybe this dry run was okay. I think I wish I kind of handled it more in the streaming mentality, like I said. But I appreciate you guys showing up, man. And I think what I'll do is run it back another week. So I'll definitely do this next week. I'll make sure, to have everything ready to go. But I constantly kind of want like feedback as far as what we can do to make the content better. Obviously, doing streaming certainly on like a YouTube channel. Maybe some people wouldn't like it. Some people would. Usually you want to kind of reserve that for Twitch or DLive or something like that. But there's just no distribution there, essentially. So that's kind of the reason that I threw it on the channel. Definitely want to get your guys' feedback, though. How much money did it cost to build your stadium? That's a good question. So let's see if we can't. So CryptoVoxels, and this is definitely a question. So it definitely didn't look like this, right? Like this was built by an actual, it's the people who built the Token Smart Lounge. So Token Smart, whoever these guys are, they are a company that comes in and you can contract them to build things like this. So as you can see, it's like an amphitheater almost. But if you're just a regular user of this platform, and I'll go to my estate now, my lush, extravagant estate on the cliffs. Definitely no cliffs around. Basically what you can do is, because you have access, and now I have to log in, right? So let me see if I can. I almost like going through the worlds more and talking than I do kind of like treating it as news. So maybe that's something I'll do in the future. All right, so I'm logged in here. I usually use my MacBook. I know, yeah, shoot me using a Mac. But essentially what you can do is, to answer your question, you can build via these blocks. I built this for free, right? Like you can just come in here. I'm trying to see exactly how the settings work on this computer specifically. But before, you used to be able to press tab. I'm trying to click around here and see if I can. But you essentially build the blocks yourself, man. It's just like a Minecraft situation where you have access and you can just build. Certainly, some people come in and use a third-party software, and they can build different types. Try to find one. Let's see if we can't find one. Oh, this is kind of like what I built, actually. This is almost exactly to a T without the guys racing around. This is exactly what I built, which is, it's basically like a stadium. You have a walk-in entrance. Yeah, you have something literally exactly. He's not letting me in. Oh, God, now I'm trapped. But then literally sold it for 2x and the guy tore it down immediately. So I think he just wanted to be in the area. NFT art, maybe? No. So I don't know exactly where I can show you, but there's companies that even build they build Lamborghini cars. I'm sure it can't be Lamborghini, you need a license, but Definitely. So CryptoVoxels exists for mostly this reason, right? Like you have people who are showing off different type of NFT art. So you go into the world and most people are showing off things that you can then click into. So I'm trying to get this to work, but this is the first time I've ever done it on my desktop. And it's like I don't have access or something. Oh, here we go. All right, there we go. So you can do this and it goes directly to OpenSea. So again, some rendering issues here. Oh, there you go. Boom. So it tells you what it's about, gives you a description, tells you who owns it, and you can literally go in and say, hey, I like this original sketch. If it's up for sale, even if it's not up for sale, I can make a bid. And boom, you're there. Looks like it's looks like it was made on the super rare platform. So essentially that's what's going on in CryptoVoxels, guys. There's definitely a lot different goals as it comes to, man, you used to be able to fly and shit. Where's my fly button? Come on now. Don't do this to me. Oh, here we go. I pressed F. Okay. So there's a perfect example. Let's see if this renders and you'll be able to see this. Yeah, so like that you would have to create in a third-party software. So very, very like, I mean, maybe. No, because the blocks are too small. So they give you a standard block that you can do within the app. Like that, there's a standard block. That's what you're using. Hopefully I'm not making you guys dizzy. So there's the standard block, and then there's the things that you make in third parties. So some people are super good. They can make like really, really, really interesting, things. Let's see if there's something inside here. You know what I think this is? This is the MakerDAO, like governance building. This is actually super cool. So a lot of things that have DAOs today, I think will have areas like this. So this is actually a super cool experience. I'm just going to walk you through here. This is the type of shit that like gets me. Like this is how you know I love NFTs. Like I'm getting goosebumps just being in here. Like it's like it makes too much sense. Like if you're gonna have a virtual kind of decentralized group or anything like that, you have an area where you can meet. You have something that symbolizes the group that you're a part of. Because you can't have that if you're in the physical world and you're decentralized across I guess like cities, right? Okay, here's another thing. So I think I've actually contacted this guy because I was trying to buy this parcel or something like that. There's a parcel here that I was like, hey man, I need to buy this, and he was like, actually it's part of this whole. So this is almost the same thing. So damn, would you look at that? So if anybody's wondering how you actually make these, and I don't know how you make like the things that move, so I don't know about that, but if anybody wants to know how you actually make these things, the third party app, and I forgot what it's called at this point, but you basically shrink the blocks down. So they give you a standard block here. In CryptoVoxels, you don't have to leave the app. You can make whatever the hell you want. And the app has a ton of different features, but you could essentially come in here, shrink this block down, and then each one is like a little block. As you can see, it's a voxel. So yeah, super cool. Definitely gonna contract out something for possibly layer 1, or probably something a little bit bigger, maybe a bigger plan down the road for something. I know for a fact we'll do something with layer 1, but I don't think it's like a focus for layer 1. It's just, it would be a really cool spot to have the clubhouse or something like that, maybe within Sandbox. So I think we spent enough time here in CryptoVoxels. That was a good question though, 1-2. I appreciate that. I think doing NFTLive, it's definitely, at least to start out with, as I kind of get my feet under me a little bit with this episode and what we want to do. It definitely helps to have questions and to try to kind of lead where the episode's headed. Obviously, in a month down the line, this is going to look a lot more clean. Everything's going to get a little bit better, but you got to start somewhere. In the famous words, and appreciate you guys stopping by here. That's pretty much it. Again, EOS Hot Sauce, man. They do a great job, the guys over at EOS Nation. So if you are possibly, if you're free on, I believe, Saturday at noon, you can get an NFT specifically from them on the Wax blockchain. So that'll be super interesting. Other than that, man, I think that's it. Did I have anything else to go through today? I wanted to go through Axie's platform, but I don't think it's going to be a good experience for us to do it together. If I get good at it and I raise a good little army of Axies, maybe I can come back and we can do that together. But yeah, before I go, guys, and I appreciate you stopping by. What kind of content do you guys want to see from NFTLive? Is it something that you kind of stay in casually, or like what would you want to see me stream games? Do you just want your news and you're out? Do you want to talk token price? Do let me know before we hop off today, because again, this was kind of like a dry run for what we were gonna do in the future. So I definitely liked, like I said, going in and kind of playing the games. Is there a limit on buying land? Depends on what you're talking about. So you can always go to OpenSea, and this is another thing. I don't know exactly. I could definitely tailor the content to new or more experienced NFT investors, but I'm here to chill. Okay. I feel like I talked a lot in this episode, man. So I don't know if chilling is definitely something that I'll get into. Maybe more like streaming style. I'll hit the news for a little quick second and then just streaming style. As you guys can tell, I'm trying to work my way out of it. As far as the land goes, 1-2, CryptoVoxels for sure is going to continue putting out land, and actually it's been a point of contention with the community in CryptoVoxels, because where they want Ben, who admittedly is not like some AAA studio, to focus on fixing the bugs. I mean, you saw the rendering issues. You can make it better, and things like that. Instead, they've kind of like been, if you go to this map, you can check out. Let's see. They've essentially been creating more land, right? To answer your question. So if I can zoom out to this world map, instead of maybe fixing and keeping land scarce and maybe therefore more valuable, what they've created is different islands. So you have Ceres, the Bronx, Proton, Neutron, Electron. So that's the situation. Sandbox, I'm not sure. I think Sandbox is gonna stay the size that it's gonna be. Decentraland. I mean, you could always buy these on the secondary marketplace too. So you can do that. Not a fan of naming. This is a tangent, but not a fan of naming cities like real life cities and putting them in the metaverse. I think we should be creating like new city names in new places and not trying to copy maybe what's already in the world today. I don't think that's the point of the metaverse. I think there certainly will be a ton of different metaverses, and they'll all approach it a certain way, but definitely not would rather see them name it after like really new places, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it, man. I mean, we kind of went through, we hit Wax, we hit EOS, we hit Blankos. Axie is going to be one to keep an eye out for. We're dropping that episode tomorrow. For the most part, that's what we got. So I appreciate you guys stopping by today, man. I'll definitely work to make. I again just wanted to do a dry run this time, see how it was. I'll probably end up getting 2 monitors here. I think that'll benefit if I'm doing this solo. Other than that, I think that's going to be it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. And I'll see you guys sometime this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're watching the interview. Other than that, I'll see you Dimitri's desk or Layer 1 Live. All right, guys. Take it easy.